on the Lowdown, a Down syndrome podcast. Scott, Fattedad and Corey Worobets gives us the lowdown on employment for people with Down syndrome. Over to you, Hannah and Marla.
Thank you, Danielle. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LowDOWN podcast. My name is Hina Mahmood. I am an occupational therapist at the Down Syndrome Resource Foundation. And joining me today is my most awesome co-host, Marla Folden, who is a speech-language pathologist at the DSRF. Hi, Marla. How are you?
I'm good. Hannah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. So before we continue on with our episode, we would love for you to hit that subscribe button and leave a review of our podcast on your chosen podcast platform. Remember to check out our episode pages for additional resources related to each episode. You can also follow the Down Syndrome Resource Foundation at www.dsrf.org and on Instagram and Twitter by following at DSRF Canada. We are everywhere on the social media, so check us out. So on today's episode, we will be discussing the value of meaningful employment for individuals with Down syndrome and how employing individuals with disabilities can really yield numerous benefits for business owners and for the businesses themselves. On today's episode, we are so excited to speak with Corey Worobets, an employer, as well as one of my favorite people, Scott Fattedad, who is an employee at a local grocery store. And we're going to talk to them about their experiences and how that can inform others who might be thinking of employing someone with a disability.
So a little bit about Corey and Scott. Corey was born and raised in Quesnel, BC, which is outside of sort of the lower mainland for people who are listening from far away. And Corey started his grocery retail career employed in a family-run grocery store when he was 11. So he's been working at Thrifty Food since 2007. And Scott, if you don't have the pleasure of knowing him in person, is 39 years old and has lived in Tsawwassen, which is in the lower mainland, his whole life. And he finished his job prep program at Kwantlen College and wanted to find work in Tsawwassen, specifically at Thrifty's. And luckily, it worked out. And he's worked there part-time for 19 years, which is a really long career. And Scott has also been a DSRF student and a dedicated volunteer for really many, many years. So welcome to you both, Corey and Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you both with us for sure. We appreciate you taking the time this morning. We usually start our chats with people that we interview with some secret questions. So I'll get right into that first. What are you looking forward to doing the most after COVID?
Well, you asked me or Scott? I didn't hear
both of you.
Oh, both of us.
Hear from both of you. Yeah.
Scott, you want to go first, bud?
Sure. Keep working and
see more friends
and
family.
Work, friends, and family.
Yeah. Scotty, do you want to? Yeah. Scotty, do you want to go on a vacation somewhere?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to Vegas, Las Vegas, for my birthday. I'm a big 40th birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be an awesome 40th birthday.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'm going with my brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do there?
Party my butt off.
No, we're going to
party your butt off.
That and going to Chicago Bears game too.
Oh, yes.
Got big plans.
Oh, you and your brother, that's going to be trouble in Vegas. Oh,
it is going to be trouble.
And what about you, Corey? Anything you're looking forward to post-COVID?
Yeah, a little bit more regularity, of course.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like a shut-in the last little while. So be nice, like Scott, to get out and see family and stuff like that. But definitely have the travel bug. Kind of got bit by it right before COVID. And
oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm itching to go. I said first thing in September, if they allow it, I want to get away and start to see the world a little bit more. So
yeah,
absolutely. Next question, Scott, do you want to go first for this one too? What's your favorite thing to do on a hot and sunny weekend?
Go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See who else I can see around Tsawwassen. have a chat or have a coffee with.
Oh, yeah. I would do a cafe on a really hot weekend. Sure.
Or iced cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Great idea.
Not hot coffee, iced. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And you, Corey?
That's an easy one for me. Take the dogs out to the lake, go for an awesome swim, a little bit of a hike, come home, have a barbecue, a beverage, and relax with family and friends. So.
Oh, that's a whole weekend.
Yeah, it's a nice full day.
It's got to be a daily event. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to take over for the next few questions. Scotty, let's start off with you first. What is your favorite breakfast food?
Favorite breakfast food? Cereal?
Any particular?
Or sometimes I like can of beefaroni for breakfast.
Oh, beefaroni.
But sometimes I have those for breakfast.
Hey,
I'm
man.
shocked it's not the healthy breakfast I make him.
Just for our listeners to know that was Scott's mom is also kind of joining us. Mary. Mary. I mean, of course, cereal is way better than a healthy breakfast sometimes. So,
Oh,
Beefaroni. Yeah.
Or beefaroni, exactly. Sometimes you want a savory.
I have.
Yeah, got it. Corey, how about you? Favorite breakfast food?
Oh, I'm not a big breakfast fan. Let's start with coffee and Baileys.
Oh, nice.
I might try beefaroni now. Scotty might have me hooked. So for me, it's as simple as a piece of toast and peanut butter and a nice coffee in the morning. That kind of gets me going. I'm a lunch fan, not a breakfast person.
Oh, okay. Got it. Excellent. Yes, Scotty might just start a new trend with the beefaroni. Who knows? You never know, right?
Yeah, I get those. I was on my birthday. I get lots of cans.
Oh, did you?
I was little.
That's awesome. Now I know what to get you for your 40th birthday. Okay, question number 4, you guys. So, Scott, what is one way you like to take away your stress or get all relaxed?
I don't get stressed, but I do get stressed when I play my video games.
Oh, like what?
Like I've been playing Batman games. Sometimes I get stuck on it.
Okay.
But I tell myself, take a deep breath and count to 30 in my head.
Perfect.
That's a great strategy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, everyone hearing out there, deep breaths are always a good first thing to do, right?
Yeah, but don't hold it too long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, don't hold it for too long. Yeah. Very true. Corey, what about you? What is one way you like to relieve stress or take care of yourself?
There's lots of ways, but I think that for me, it's getting home and being attacked by my 2 dogs. It's the coolest experience because no matter what, they're always happy to see you, always happy you're home. I think that excitement and that love and that passion kind of always just makes the day kind of melt away. And even having a bad day, you get home, you're stuck in traffic, you're kind of miserable. If you just take a deep breath and you see that excitement when you get home, it always makes you feel good. And I don't have kids yet. I'm sure that'll be even more special, but definitely the fur kids. That's the way to go.
Babies.
Fur babies, yeah. Yeah, pets are a great stress relief. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, last question. Scott, if you could participate in one Olympic sport, so it could be a Summer Olympics or winter, which one would you like to do?
Well, right now I'm doing golf.
Mm-hmm.
Golf or bocce.
Oh, bocce. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would like to go to the Olympics and play golf?
I love to.
Nice. Love it. Excellent. Corey, how about you?
So I thought Scotty said boxing. I was like, oh, wow. Better be more careful when I talk to him in produce.
No, I won't punch you.
Okay, good. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's a tough one. I grew up a soccer player, and then, right around 19 or 20, I got hooked on golf myself. So I would say it's a 50-50 toss-up between those 2 sports. I would lean towards soccer because of the team atmosphere. Would love to be there with a group of people and stuff like that. But it's fun. Scott and I have a lot in common. We both love golf. We're both turning 40 this year.
We both do that together.
That's right.
Yeah, plans being made. I love it. Excellent. All right. Well, thanks you guys for doing that with us. It was really fun. I'm sure our listeners kind of got to know. I have learned a little bit more about Scott that I knew before. So that's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So let's start off with a few questions for you first, Scotty, if that's okay.
Sure.
How long have you worked at Thrifty's?
Like 19 years.
19 years. Yeah. That's a really long time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you first get your job at Thrifty's?
I did a job program from Cortland College first.
Mm-hmm.
They put me on a tryout
Okay.
in the front end first, see if my hands can pack groceries.
Yeah.
Right.
Only thing I can give one piece of advice for everybody: never put eggs on the bottom.
Very good piece of advice. Yes.
Piece of advice. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. So what other kind of things, Scotty, did you do in the job training program? So they were helping you learn how to pack groceries. Was there other things you had to work on learning?
It's like, make sure it's not too heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Making sure the weight is even in all the bags, that kind of stuff.
Sometimes I don't like making things stand up.
Yeah.
Put all stuff lying down, but things on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of the layers that you do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Interact with customer service.
Oh, yes. You are a very good people person. So I'm sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Scott, did you feel like that program really helped you? You felt more confident after?
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Awesome. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what are your job or what are your duties at Thrifty's right now? What are some of the things you're in charge of doing?
Cleaning and produce, making sure everything's properly stock up.
Mm-hmm.
And making sure my customers feel happy in the store.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure they have their max policy on them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you
make sure that everything looks nice.
Yeah.
In the produce section.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Was
sometimes you gotta go quickly on your jobs.
Oh,
sometimes you have to be fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Was there any time that you found that it was hard to work in produce? Did you ever have a challenge there?
How many cases I can get through under 10? Yeah. Right.
Awesome. What's your favorite thing about working at Thrifty, Scott?
How to pick that one, because I have a favorite store to go to.
Yeah.
And all the people inside the store, each of them used to be my manager a while back.
So what's your favorite thing about working at
Thrifty's? One of my favorite things, interact with my customers, my staff, and my couple of favorite bosses, the two.
Yeah. I'm assuming Corey is one of them.
Favorite boss.
Yes, he is my favorite.
Just put it out there, Scotty, just in case.
Yeah. I don't give numbers, but he is my number one.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
You're going to make me blush.
That's okay.
Scott, is it fun to work with a team at Thrifty's with all your coworkers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
One thing about that is we have Christmas parties.
Oh,
yeah. Our store.
Yeah.
But I hope we can have that again next year.
Hopefully.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. Staff Christmas parties are so much fun. We miss ours at DSRF too.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day we can go back to that.
Yeah.
Scott, what is the hardest part about your job? What is something that can be tricky sometimes for you at work?
If somebody asks me what is organic, I know it's a little bit of organic, but it's hard to, when they ask me the long questions about what organic is, if I don't know, I go to one of my supervisors know a bit more about organics.
Yeah, that's such a good strategy. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. And is there anything else that you find challenging about your job?
Not really, but sometimes I don't like saying the alarm off the store.
Oh, I can so relate.
Yeah.
Okay, one time I done that, I was working in front end. I put a key in the alarm, but I didn't use a key. Push the door, the alarm went off.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful when you do that.
Yep. The worst.
Yeah, that's
Very
happened
scary.
to a lot of, it is. And that happened to a lot of people at our job too, Scott. So it happens to everybody, you know?
Yeah.
But it is very stressful. Yeah, exactly.
Then the whole store be in panic mode.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been there. Totally been there. Scott, I want to hear a little bit about your coworkers,
Oh, good.
right? People that you work with. Do you guys help each other out at work?
We do.
Yeah. What kind of things do you do to help each other?
I give them elbow, say good job to them. They're doing great.
Yeah. Kind of
Sometimes
like encouraging each
yeah,
other.
encouraging them. Sometimes I see something need to be done. I just make sure I do this again.
The elbow bump.
Like you mentioned a customer behind you acting aggressive. Okay, sometimes I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're saying that sometimes if somebody doesn't notice, you remind them and then they remind you too?
Yeah. And some people only like to do they don't say what number. Say go that way, use their fingers in the aisle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering, so you've had your job for a really long time.
Mhm.
And what would you say to another person with Down syndrome who wants to get their first job ever?
I would keep trying. If you can do it, ask somebody who's close to you.
Ask somebody close to you?
Yeah. If somebody's not a customer.
Mhm.
No, getting your first job. How are you going to get your first job?
Oh, yeah.
Like
We're
when you
wondering if
first.
you have any advice.
Yeah, it's like for fights. If you see somebody you work with.
No. When you first got out of Kwantlen, how did you get your job at Thrifty's, and what would you advise somebody to do that is trying to do that?
How to put that out?
No, I saw you say that very well before. You said just keep trying.
Keep
dress
trying
nicely.
and don't give up. Keep going at it.
I think that's
Dress
solid advice.
nicely.
Oh, dress nicely. Make sure you don't have properly haircut,
Yeah.
Clean clothes.
clean clothes, no ripped shorts, kind of stuff.
That's a really good point. You got to look the part, right?
Yeah.
That's
Make
really
sure the
good.
pants don't have rips in them.
What
Part of
you should have a
looking
good attitude
professional.
too, Scotty?
Yes, I always have the best attitude in the store.
Oh, in the store.
I would
And
not be
smile.
surprised if you do. Yeah.
Happy and smile.
And smile.
Yeah.
That's really good advice for anybody who wants to get their first job.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I heard that you actually have more than one job. Where else do you work?
Oh, I work at the South Station on 56 and 16
Yeah?
at the gas station. I work at South also.
Oh, you are busy.
It's a good job, but 50s is one of my favorites because I get to practice my customers. But I do see some of them at the gas station.
Mhm. Do you see more people at Thrifty's that you know?
Yeah, I see more at 50s. I see a little bit at the gas station, but not a lot.
I think people probably spend longer at Thrifty's, right?
Yeah, they can pick what they would like. They say, oh, I haven't seen that guy for a while. I go over there and talk to that person.
Time for chit chat.
With the gas station, they don't want to stop and chat much.
Yeah. They just want to get the gas and go. Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Scotty? What is your job at the gas station? What are some of your duties there?
I do general maintenance, like cleaning
Got it.
in or out,
Mhm.
like making sure the pumps is clean. When they use the hose next, clean that down.
Yeah.
Because we have a book for carbon stuff. We had to keep the pumps clean properly.
So yeah, I bet you had extra work during all of COVID because there's way more cleaning that we all have to do, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. We have some questions for you too, Corey.
Darn.
And they're about Scott.
I thought I was getting off easy.
Okay, I'm done, Cody.
Oh, no. So we're wondering, in your opinion, what kind of strengths does Scott bring to his job? Because we know that he's absolutely lovely, but we want our listeners to know that too. So what do you feel like he brings to the job at Thrifty's?
Well, you kind of heard Scotty say it. I actually wrote it down. One of the most exciting things about Scotty is he talks like, it's my store, it's my staff, it's my customers. That sense of ownership is huge. You don't see that in a lot of employees, especially when you have turnover with the youth movement and stuff like that. You're training up and comers. You really see that in your leadership aspects that, hey, this is my store, my department. So for Scotty to have that, it's incredible. And he does treat everybody like they're his best friend. And the customer service he brings to the place, the energy he brings to the place, there's always a smile, always a glow, always a great conversation. So, he brings all those aspects to the store for sure.
And I imagine that those things are very important for something like a grocery store, which is Thrifty Foods. You want to have sort of a great forward-facing customer service that encourages people to come in repeatedly, I would think.
Yeah.
Big benefit for business. I'm wondering too, if you've had to make any adaptations for Scott, if any, to help him be successful in the store. Have you made any changes? I'm thinking for other employers who might be listening, things to kind of put on their radar.
Yeah, in this day and age, everything's about inclusivity, right? It's offering equal employment to everybody that seeks it. I think more than anything, I learned from Scotty, and what's neat about Scott is everything's very transparent. So it makes it easier to coach him. It's easier to work with him. It's easier to give him direction. Every individual that we work with is unique in their own way and has unique challenges. The difference is, more often than not, we're uncomfortable to talk about those things. So it actually makes it harder to coach and harder to develop. Right. With Scotty, he's open, he's transparent, he can speak to his opportunities or his strengths. So he's very easy to coach, very approachable, and easy to put into a position where he'll be successful as well as others. So I think there's a lot of learning that we can do from Scotty, and he teaches me every day. So.
Yeah. You work with me in produce, I can bug you a bit.
Well, I think those are a really good point, that everybody has things that they're working on in life, and it's actually a huge advantage to be forthcoming about what those are. That's great.
Yeah. Scott or Corey, we've heard that Scott is a bit of a legend in Tsawwassen. You're a Tsawwassen legend, Scott.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Exactly. I think it's a legend other places too, but I think just more in Tsawwassen. You're a legend here too. But, and we've heard that all the locals in Tsawwassen know Scott from his work at Thrifty's. That's some really great promotion for Thrifty's. Like, what other benefits does Scott bring to the business?
Well, it's work ethic. He works hard and he's committed to being here. He builds team atmosphere with the other employees. Like I said, he gives the elbow bump and used to be the fist bump and stuff like that. So he brings all of that to the table, and his personality and the excitement he brings in his sports or throughout the community, it is a driver for us, and it would be for any organization, right? Anybody that gets that involved with their community is a benefit to have in the business, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's so great to hear business owners say these things, because like Marla and I could say this forever and ever and ever, but it's really nice when it comes straight from a person who is in that position and is saying that it is a benefit to your business to have somebody like Scott working there in a multitude of ways. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When I got here, I've been at this store now going on 3 years, and I walked in the door, and if it wasn't the customers, it was staff. Hey, have you met Scotty yet? Do you know Scotty? And it was, I heard about the legend before I even sat in the chair. Of Scotty. So, for him to say I'm one of his favorite managers, it means a lot because I felt like I had big shoes to fill, following up on Scotty's legend. So, it's great to be a part of. It's great to be here with him. And, it makes it a lot of fun. So when I got this opportunity to jump on this with him, it was fun. But he bugs me because he always says, "Oh, I'm not nervous. And I'm shaking like, oh my God,
a podcast." Confidence you do not lack. That's for sure.
No,
you're very good with your confidence, Scott, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, he's doing a good job, Corey.
Oh, there we go. And so supportive.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Corey, have you seen customers respond to Scotty's presence in the store?
Awesome. They not only respond to what he does on a daily basis, but I've even seen them respond in the interactions that the staff and have with them. And I know I've had some great interactions and we've been joking and, customers smile and they love it and they appreciate it. And they see what's going on and what can be done. And, I think inspiring's overused in a lot of cases, but it does. Scott's attitude and everything he brings to the table does create a bit of inspiration throughout the community and for all of us at the store.
Yeah.
And I do think it goes back to just how transparent he is about, some of the challenges that he deals with. And I think we can all learn from that and be honest about our own challenges. And we'll all be a little bit of inspiration to each other.
Absolutely. Wow. You're an inspiration, Scott.
Thank you.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, I got it from Corey.
Oh, that's so great. I love hearing that. And then, so we talked a little bit about the customers. I would love to know how the work culture can change for the positive when you hire someone with a disability. Like how have you seen the coworkers respond? Have they come up and said something to you about how great it is to work with Scott? Like, how's the work culture been?
Well, we've got a great team store-wide. And like I said, when I came in, it was all about getting to know Scotty. And you need people in your business or in your team that are the heartbeat, right? That kind of everything kind of revolves around or gets going from. When Scott walks in the door, he doesn't work 40 hours a week. He doesn't do long shifts, but everybody gets the energy from Scott. Everybody has a great day or a great week because they have an interaction. There are customers that know when he works and they stop by. I've also noticed that Scotty makes everybody slow down a little bit. You're in a hurry to get your groceries or you're in a hurry to get the task done. Well, Scotty, he doesn't care all the time. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he talks to you, and reminds you that you're not just an employee or you're not just a customer, you're a person.
Yeah.
And that's hard to find.
Yeah, I love that. That's so great. So it's so great that, there's a little bit more buy-in from business owners now, but obviously we still have a long ways to go. And I know post-COVID, a lot of our or actually during COVID, a lot of our adults that work have unfortunately either been put on leave or they don't have their jobs anymore. And there's a lot of hesitancy normally about hiring people with disabilities, and even more so now. What do you have to say to business owners who are considering hiring staff with disabilities for the first time and are maybe struggling with, those misconceptions about how it might affect their business?
Again, that's a tough question. Ultimately, like I said from the beginning, everybody has challenges and you kind of deal with those as they come. So when it comes to individuals with Down syndrome or any physical challenge, it's about allowing the opportunity, giving the coaching, giving the support. And if they've got an attitude like Scotty and they want to be successful, it'll be a great fit, right? Mm-hmm. And not just a great fit from a normal situation, but it'll be a deeper connection because you are somewhat symbiotic, and you have to create a deeper connection with that employee to make it long-term success. Right. But yeah. I've every store that I've worked at, we've worked closely with individuals with Down syndrome or little colleges or universities. And we had a trial program, and it's been an awesome program. But like any employee, some are a great fit, some are not. And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So
like any person, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know when somebody comes in if it's going to be a great fit or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless.
it's really hard because you always hear the term, well, we don't want to treat anybody any differently. But the real fact of the matter is you treat every employee differently. And if you're doing that, you're winning. Okay. If you're trying to treat everybody the same way, you're not going to have a great team, right? You're not going to have great connection. You're not going to have a great employee-employer relationship. You're not even going to have a great customer relationship. Every single person is unique, and you have to treat them, coach them, develop them, and support them that way.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions and hesitancies from some business owners is like, oh, okay, so a person with a developmental disability is going to come work. I have to change this. I have to change that. I have to make this easier this way. And honestly, a lot of the times it doesn't require that much work. It's like you said, if you already have a culture where the job is, I don't know if tailored is the correct word, but it is at least taking into consideration each employee's strengths, then it is easier to just maintain that with anybody that's coming into the business, right? So
yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you stayed away from tailored because Scotty's awesome. We don't tailor anything for Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty works like any other employee in the store. He's held to the same standards, the same cleaning regimens, like he said, even at the Shell station. So there are certain things that you have to abide by, and we don't tailor it to Scotty. What we do is, like Scotty or any employee, we make sure he's got a great fit and he's happy where he's working. Yeah, it's pretty simple that way. He loves produce. We're going to keep him in produce. He does a great job, right? We're not going to throw him into the meat department unless that was a passion for him. So and I don't want to see Scotty with a knife. So
we can have one in the hand.
That's really cool, though. I like that. That's an area that you really liked working in, Scott, and that Corey supported you in doing that. That's very cool that you identified that to him. Yeah. What is it about the produce? Oh, yeah. Sorry, Marlon. Go for it, Marlon.
I think we're both wondering, why do you like the produce section, Scott?
It's one of my favorites. Right up. Why is my favorites is keep everybody safe and working in different apartment. Make sure everybody know where they have to stand away from other people.
Okay, so you like that part of it. And what about like the produce itself? Why do you like that, say, more than the cereal aisle or something like that?
I do like stocking, but produce is kind of good because I can know what I'm working on.
Yeah. Scotty, is it because the way produce is set up, it's a little bit easier to, like all the apples are together, all the carrots. So it's maybe it's kind of like helps you organize the area. Is that kind of maybe? Yeah.
Maybe your supervisor says today you're doing this.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they give me each day's what I'm working on. Each day is something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
And is that good in produce? You get a different project every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing when I get to work.
Yeah. Yeah. So every day that you're working in the produce section, and that's kind of I could see that, because if you're being put into a different department every day, it's a little bit stressful. You don't know exactly how everything is done.
That's why I don't want to work in the meat department. They might give me a knife to cut something.
No, we don't need you filleting anything.
In produce, they don't give me a knife.
No knives in produce.
That's really cool. I actually, that's I love that we asked you that question, because I think those are the things that employers also have to kind of think about too, right? Like, where are the employees going to do their best work? And that is usually decided by what they like and what's their interest or what motivates them. So that's very cool. Yeah. I love that.
What I like about the produce section is that it's the first when you come in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like that about it too? Because you get to say hi.
I do too.
First.
Yes. First thing I walk in, I say good morning to my staff. See who's else is in there than does staff. Sometimes it's like a couple of customers or two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The customers are always coming to the produce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they come at different times when I get there, because I start from 8 to 10.
Okay.
Some of them don't come in under 8 or 5 or 9.
Yeah, exactly. Different times. Corey, what have you personally learned from working with Scott?
all about attitude. It's like, it's all about how you take the day. And I've been here, like I said, almost 3 years, and I've really never seen Scotty come in with a bad attitude or upset or frustrated or stressed out. I think that's something that we should all be ambitious to strive for, is that comfort and that excitement and that passion. And so that's definitely something I've learned from Scotty. And then there's been things that we've done working with Scotty that's created efficiencies and best practices for the store. And one of my managers had mentioned it and said, hey, we developed a program with Scotty where we would support him by setting up decks with all the product for certain areas to help with the organization. What we found was Scotty's efficiencies went way up.
Yeah.
So we now, our nighttime receiver, when we get our full truck, will break down the entire order onto decks that are set up for each aisle. So now any employee can grab a deck and they're in one place. It's massively efficient. So it's amazing what you can learn from each other when you talk to each other and you're really striving for the same goals of being efficient, being effective,
Yeah. Meaning of true inclusivity, because it's really helping everybody, right? So everyone is doing things that's very cool. Yeah. Well, Scott, do you have we're almost nearing the end, but did you have anything else that you wanted to share with everybody about working at Thrifty's?
Well, keep smiling, being happy.
Yeah.
Make sure you put a nice extra smile for Corey.
Oh, an extra smile for Corey. Okay, so if you're visiting the Thrifty's in Tawasin, an extra smile for you and for Corey?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I like that.
I think people will oblige. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, we want to thank you both so much for joining us on our podcast today. I learned a lot. I know that our listeners learned a lot from you, Scott and Corey, and I'm hoping that more businesses will learn from your story and really appreciate how awesome it is to hire people with Down syndrome at their businesses. I definitely, if you were closer, I would come to you all the time. You're just a little too far from me right now, but maybe one day I'll make a road trip to Tawasin just to see. You got your money. Yeah. And Corey, thank you so much for not only being our guest, but for really, doing the work and getting the positive message out there. And hopefully more businesses will follow your lead. So thank you both so much. And
I appreciate it. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you
so much.
Me too.
Thanks,
I see you next Thursday, Corey.
See you, buddy. I look forward to it.
Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye.